Most people think they know what dangerous looks like. They think of a rough neighborhood, a steep cliff, or a stormy sea. But they are wrong. True danger isn't just a threat to your safety, it is an environment that is fundamentally incompatible with human life. Today, we are looking at 5 locations that defy the laws of nature. We are talking about islands where the air is thick with venom, deserts where the ground is a boiling pool of acid, and a lake. Our featured entry for today, that literally turns living creatures into stone. These aren't just scary places. These are the dead zones of the 21st century. As of 2026, these locations remain the most lethal coordinates on any map. If you step foot in these places without a death wish, you've already made your last mistake. Buckle up. We're starting with a place where you are never more than 3 feet away from an agonizing death. Place 5. Ilhada Queimada Grande, Snake Island, Brazil. A single bite melts your flesh. There is no cure. Roughly 90 miles off the coast of São Paulo, Brazil, sits a lush, green island that looks like a tropical paradise. But from the air, you'll notice something strange. There are no people. No houses. No hotels. No signs of life other than the dense canopy. This is Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known to the world as Snake Island. This island is the only place on Earth where you will find the golden lancehead pit viper. This isn't your average snake. When the sea levels rose 11,000 years ago and cut this island off from the mainland, the snakes trapped here had no ground predators. They had only one source of food: migratory birds. To catch a bird, you can't just bite it and wait for it to die. It will fly away and drop into the ocean. So, evolution did something terrifying. It made their venom 5 times more potent than any mainland snake. It is a fast-acting neurotoxin and hemotoxin that literally begins to dissolve human flesh on contact. For years, rumors claimed there were 5 snakes for every square meter. While 2026 surveys by the Chico Mendes Institute have adjusted those numbers to a more reasonable 1 snake per square meter in the forested areas, that is still a nightmare. Imagine walking through a forest where every branch you grab, every leaf you step on, and every shadow in your peripheral vision is a golden-scaled killer. The Forbidden Zone. The Brazilian Navy has strictly forbidden anyone from setting foot on the island. The only exception? A handful of researchers who must have a doctor present at all times. There is a lighthouse on the island, once manned by a family in the early 1900s. Legend says they forgot to close a window one night. They were found dead, scattered across the island, as they tried to run for their boat. Today, the lighthouse is automated. No one is brave enough, or stupid enough, to stay. Plus 1. Place 4. The Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. It looks like another planet, and it breathes fire. If Snake Island is a biological nightmare, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia is a geological one. Often called the cruelest place on Earth, it sits at the junction of 3 tectonic plates that are literally pulling Africa apart. This is one of the lowest and hottest places on the planet. Temperatures regularly exceed 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Celsius. But the heat isn't the problem. The ground is a psychedelic nightmare of yellow, green, and orange. These aren't pretty colors, they are deposits of sulfur, iron, and copper salts boiling up from the earth. The lakes here aren't water, they are pools of sulfuric acid. If you visit the Dalal volcano within the depression, you have to wear a gas mask. The air is thick with chlorine and sulfur vapors. One deep breath can sear your lungs. It is a place where the earth is literally inside out. In 2026, scientists are still using this site to simulate the environments of distant moons like Io or planets like Venus, because life as we know it simply cannot survive here. Despite the lethality, the Afar people live here, mining white gold, salt. They endure conditions that would kill a tourist in hours. They watch the horizon for the fire mountains, like Erta Ale, a volcano with a persistent lava lake that has been bubbling for decades. It is a landscape of constant, violent change. Place 3. The Darien Gap, Panama, Colombia. The only break in the longest road in the world. The Pan-American Highway stretches from Alaska to Argentina, except for one 60-mile stretch of hell known as the Darien Gap. It is a roadless, lawless wilderness of swamps, mountains, and primary rainforest. The jungle here is so dense that even sunlight struggles to reach the floor. It is home to the fer-de-lance snake, swarms of botflies that lay eggs under your skin, and jungle rot that can turn a small scratch into a life-threatening infection in 24 hours. There are no hospitals. There are no police. There are no roads. Because it is a no man's land, the gap is controlled by cartels and paramilitary groups. As of 2026, it remains a primary route for human trafficking and drug smuggling. If the jungle doesn't get you, the coyotes or bandits will. Thousands of people have disappeared into the Darien Gap, their bodies never recovered from the deep mud and shifting riverbanks. It is a place where you are completely off the grid, and in the gap, off the grid, means expendable. Plus 1 PLACE2. North Sentinel Island, India, 60,000 years of isolation, enforced by death. Located in the Bay of Bengal, North Sentinel Island is home to the most isolated tribe on the planet. They have rejected all contact with the outside world for millennia. And they make their message clear with arrows. We know almost nothing about their language, their rituals, or their numbers. What we do know is that they are fiercely protective. In 2006, 2 fishermen drifted too close. They were killed and buried in the sand. In 2018, a missionary attempted to land. He didn't survive the first hour. Even today, the Indian government maintains a 5-mile, no-go zone. Drones occasionally capture footage of them standing on the beach, aiming bows at the metal birds in the sky. They are the only people on Earth who are effectively immune to the modern world, but they are also incredibly vulnerable. A common cold from a visitor could wipe out their entire population. They aren't just protecting their land, they are protecting their existence. To visit is not just a crime, it's a death sentence for you and a genocide for them. Place 1. Lake Natron, Tanzania, the lake that turns animals into stone. This is it. The most visually stunning and terrifying body of water on the planet. Lake Natron in Tanzania looks like a lake of blood from space, glowing a deep, eerie red. But its beauty is a trap. The water in Lake Natron is highly alkaline, with a pH as high as 10.5, nearly the same as ammonia. It is also incredibly hot, reaching temperatures of 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius. The name, natron, comes from the sodium carbonate in baking soda that flows into the lake from the nearby volcanic hills. When an animal, usually a bird or a bat, dies in the lake or accidentally crashes into its glass-like surface, the high salt content and alkalinity act as a preservative. The water literally calcifies the carcasses, mummifying them in their final positions. Photographers have found birds washed up on the shore that look like statues, frozen in time, their feathers turned to stone. This is your wow factor visual. A petrified eagle standing on a crimson shore. The only thing that thrives here? Lesser flamingos. They use the lake as their primary breeding ground because the caustic water keeps predators like hyenas and lions away. They have evolved tough, leathery skin on their legs to withstand the burns. For everyone else, Lake Natron is a chemical cauldron that will eat the skin off your bones before you can swim 10 feet. We live on a beautiful planet, but beauty is often a warning. From the red waters of Natron to the golden vipers of Quemada Grande, these 5 places remind us that we are guests on this earth, and in some places, we are not invited. If you want to see more of the world's most extreme locations, hit that subscribe button. And remember, some places are better left as coordinates on a map. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.